honestly, I hate picking the gods because it
Okay,
feels like if you don't know them super well, uh, you can accidentally pick a pair where one side has a big advantage, and then your partner can
right.
pick that and win easily, which I feel like I've done a lot on BGA.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay, so here's one that I think I have not tried, and I don't know why because I. Oh, sorry, you do have to. You're the one choosing the powers.
yeah, I do have to pick.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So, oh, Venus flytrap might be free here. So let me just send details. There we go. For those of you who are watching, we are streaming at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, Monday through Thursday, for probably the next couple of weeks, and then we'll see what happens after summer. Gaea and Morpheus. Right.
These are two of my favorites to play. So I
Okay.
don't think I've done them together before, but we'll see how it goes.
Well, Gaea terrifies me because I tend to lose a lot of games by mistakes. But on the other hand, I do think Morpheus is stronger, so I'm happier playing Morpheus. Okay, there.
I'm hoping it'll provide some good tension because with Morpheus, you kind of want to store up all of your builds, but that also makes it a little bit harder to block the.
Yeah, yeah. So I imagine I'm just going to be dodging around a while here as I store up. Like on the other hand, it does allow me, I think, to relax for a while and store up because the board will be developing more slowly than usual. There we go. Yeah, I've had some fantastic games on BGA, and it's so refreshing to not be the strongest player. I've never before not been the strongest player, and here in this crowd, I'm definitely of the people who show up. I'm definitely the weakest player of those who show up to these events. So it's great.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a game that rewards a lot of replay.
Yeah. But I mean, no one's played this as much as I have, and yet I am far from the strongest player. Oh, I have to be careful here. I think this will be okay. I don't want to go off totally by myself, so I think this is safe.
Yeah, I definitely need to always triple check when I play against Vienna.
Yeah, I'm always uncomfortable with Bia. It's never a relaxing game.
Yeah, I might be in trouble now that you've got all those builds up there. Yeah, I think that's going to be it.
Yeah. I think Morpheus is pretty strong against Bia here. Oh. Dear. So Flytrap is trying to get in, but is facing a firewall. Okay. Okay. So Circe is a god that I have not played enough of. So I'm going to try Circe and something. I really like Hippolyta. Circe Hippolyta. I did try it and I loved it. Okay, we're going to try it again. We're going to try it again.
That is a difficult choice.
Yeah, I think I played against Venus Flytrap and he chose Hippolyta and lost. So I think
Well,
you've.
my reasoning was I think it's probably harder to keep your workers together
Yeah,
than to have them apart.
yeah. And maybe I should have swapped. That's something I might have needed to do, is to swap the who starts. I should have chosen Hippolyta to start. Yeah, this does. this, this isn't good already. This is downright disappointing. Yep. Okay. Wow, that just floored me. That's stupid. Such
Like you
such an
said,
early
having the
victory.
first move makes a big difference.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing I can do that's healthy here. Right. No, that's terrible. Okay. Oh my goodness, what a disaster. Yep. Yeah, I have to remember in the future. Okay. Okay, what do we do here? We have a Kevin.
It did it finally. Oh my God. Hi, Matt. That
Hello.
was I'm on an entirely separate Zoom account now. I'm not even sure what email I used to get that one. I taught a class over the weekend and I used Zoom and I think that screwed me over somehow. So I haven't been paying enough attention to what you guys have been doing, and I'll close my 70 billion Zoom tabs.
Oh, I just made a terrible mistake. Oh my goodness.
You did.
You have distracted me. You have distracted me.
I have the most perfect timing in the world. Yeah, I saw that be a
That was
game, and
excellent
I
timing.
figured that he.
Oh my gosh, that was hilariously. Okay, well, there's an epic fail, and now we can say goodbye to that.
So, Gord, Matt is basically. I hope it's okay to call you this, Matt, but you're basically my best friend. On Board Game Arena, and just birds of a feather flock to the same games, and we have played for at least a year solid, like every single day, game after game after game after game, relentlessly. And this is something I hope I could squeeze in before I started that new job. So
yeah, that's
like
good.
my second birthday.
So why don't you guys jump in, and who's the weaker between you two?
We each trade things. I mean,
I'm weaker in Santorini than he is.
Well, I probably played longer and more addictively. He manages his personal life probably better than I do.
Well, why don't I be a fly on the wall, and I will judge both of you harshly from my vantage point.
Yeah, I don't have enough people in the world that are doing that, so why not add another?
Oh, and I have to choose again.
And just tell me whenever you guys are in, and I will.
Oh yeah, we're here, and this happens to be the one single game that I have over this man. He's got all the rest. He's the master of his own universes, and he has many more of those than I do. Medina, for example, he is a top of the line player at that. Oh dang!
Medina is a fantastic game. I didn't know that was on BGA.
Well, fancy you should bring that to attention, because that gives me ideas. You know what? Heck, I want to try Zeus. I'm going to see if this works. I've seen some nasty Zeus tricks.
Yeah, I think we both used to think that Zeus was a little underpowered, but I've come to appreciate him.
Just by the time he's gotten away,
Yeah.
Or I, and I didn't really think about this. Maybe you just shove me off your building, and just like the little engine that could, I'll keep climbing right back up.
Yeah, I would say Zeus is middle of the road power. But I just really like Zeus as a power, both thematically and in every other way. I'm just very happy with it.
Just out of curiosity, when you were coming up with the Zeus power, and obviously you had mentioned before you wanted to give some really strong stuff to, let's say, Athena and certain other gods, did you ever encounter Zeus and think, well, maybe not a middle of the road power, maybe a Apollo-like type of power and strength?
Sure. No, that was a consideration. Zeus was not one of my powers. It was created by Matt Tolman, who worked hard on Brass Birmingham. So this is Matt Tolman's god, and I'd have to say that it didn't strike me as strong, but it did strike me thematically. Other than it wasn't super strong, it did strike me thematically as being quite an enjoyable god to play, and thematically Zeus rising up, and I think for beginners also it looks stronger than it is. So
I can't tell you the amount of times I've seen somebody, I got to a level 3, and then it takes me several paragraphs to say, well, you tried really hard. but I'm glad you didn't make a level 2 on C3. You impressed me, sir.
It's going to be hard. Zeus is another one of those powers you really have to watch out for because the play is so different.
So you're scared of pushing him into the corner there?
Well, the L3 worries me. That's there.
Yeah.
Now I'm
And
a long
pushing him
ways
off
away
doesn't really
from.
do anything because he can still get to an L2 next time.
I was thinking of pushing him, but okay, I see.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okie dokie.
yeah, that's a better play than I would have come up with. Yeah.
Let's see what Kevin does with it, though.
That's a nasty little bull god, I have to say.
Yeah, that was a fantastic play.
Well, where's my fantastic plays? Why can't I find any of those? I mean, I have to do something about that. It's just the question of like how.
Yeah.
And crap. I'm gonna lose this guy one way or the other.
Yeah, I think that's good direction.
I don't know. I think I just
good.
have to go for a long game where these nooks and crannies develop, and Zeus seems to love those little nooks in the corner.
I mean, I think we found that Zeus likes to be on L2s where there's a bunch of L1s, and then he can just kind of hop around easily. But against Minotaur, that might be hard.
Matt, define L2. You mean right now, like B4? That's a what do you mean by L2?
So a 2-high structure. So C3 and D3 right now. So, for example, if on A2, if there was a level 3 spot where he could win, then he could move to B1, build under himself, and be right next to the level 3 to win.
Right.
And so that tends to be pretty strong for Zeus, it seems like.
Oh my goodness! It's just
you're just dashing my hopes.
Nasty.
I've got no hopes.
So nasty looking.
They have been dashed. Oh God. I can't watch. Although I actually I'm really proud that this is happening right now. I'm being absolutely crushed. I couldn't be happier. I think Matt deserves one after all this time. Oh God, that sealed the nail in the coffin. There's no way I can get there. I didn't even
think you could still get over.
That move was so good. I did not see that coming at all. Oh God.
Yeah.
What if I
mean, your ability to build under yourself prolongs it another turn, but I don't think you can.
Yeah, this is too.
Yeah, that's what you created. Not gored yourself, but a game prolonging, a doom prolonging power.
Yeah, no, that was dangerous looking.
I have a slightly better vantage point from which to watch him ascend to the level 3 by building under myself. Well, I know what I'm picking next time when somebody offers this.
Yeah.
Good game.
Good game.
Well, now I'm off the hook. So, Gord.
Okay.
I'm perfectly fine to watch the bloodbath. Although I would hope somebody joins up on the meeting and we could get a me and Matt duo 4-player
gosh.
game.
I would love. I'd love
That would be my only humble request before never having time to Zoom again, for at least a while.
Yeah, we should put it out on the general messages. Do you want to do that, Kevin, whenever we're Matt and I are playing?
Sure. What do you mean by that? I'm not a general message.
General messages. So join Santorini Zoom. Anyone? Okay. My message is too long. Okay, well, let's get rid of that. Let's try that.
I did have a good game with Minotaur. I was Athena this morning, and sadly it was against rods, but I went with what Norlong was saying about how Minotaur really slaps Athena around, and that's so true. Oh my God, I didn't think it was. You know, if she moves up, I can't move up and shove her, but you just shove her onto a level 1 and she doesn't even have a power. It's kind of ridiculous. So yeah, never pick a Athena against Minotaur either. That was a good little note there.
I have not found that. So
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so I have to find out how I'm playing that incorrectly or not. But you're not the first person who have said that there's an asymmetry there.
huh. To be honest with you, some of those I tend to be so afraid of their strength, and those are two among them. You're right, Minotaur and Athena. That if it's arena mode or something that means something, you'll never get those powers out of me. I will just avoid them, and thus I feel kind of inexperienced with how to use them. But so I mean, even though they're both simple gods, you think would have played that regularly by now, but I've never really tried much of that matchup to know either way. So.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what they say, only time will tell who wins this game. But sorry.
That was bad.
Don't worry, there's more where that came from.
Okay, what am I going to do here? What's my stratagem? Okay. A bit unusual.
How about build 3 but not 5 towers? Or two, I guess. Never mind.
So Gaea, place your extra 2 workers.
Okay, Gord, so who's to blame for Chronus?
That's me. Yeah.
Aha, okay.
Yeah.
How'd you arrive at 5 capped buildings?
Poorly.
I mean, it's still a neat concept, don't get me wrong. And in fact, there's some games like against Hera, actually, the game kind of runs longer and he can get there. It was tragic when I found that out.
Okay, let's
Wow.
stop this doohickling around. We need to have I need to have, I don't need to be building these things anymore.
Let's
Okay.
build some more L3s.
Okay, let's stop this now. Okay. Oh. Okay.
Oh, the humanity.
Okay.
He's on a killing spree, Gord. We have to stop him.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, let's figure this out now once and for all. And I want to do what? I think I want to go in there. Nope, I want to go there.
I kind of like that one. Beforehand, Matt, I probably would have level 1'd on C2 and kept your dude there on C3 just so you have some height. So you don't have
I
to jump
think
down.
that if you had jumped down last turn, whenever you jumped down to B3 and you didn't build on A4, if you had built on A4, I wouldn't have generated a person because
Oh yeah, you're right. See, I
no,
don't play enough Gaea to
Yeah.
even see that.
But that doesn't mean I'm feeling confident. It just means I am now either going to vacate with this man or on the A3. I have to either go to A2 and get out of there so that that's not an option. No, that's still not an option. I need to get A4 domed. Okay, so we're going to do that. And we're going to do that. And we're going to do that. And that's as far as I want. I don't need any more domes. I'm quite happy with the number of domes that I have now.
And we'll see.
It doesn't appear you have a choice, my friend.
Okay.
I mean, if there was a game where Chronus was just barely scraping greatness, it might be this one. I mean, that's potentially 5 towers.
Okay, you can be quiet now, Kevin. Thank you for
An absolutely amazing.
Hey, thank you for showing up, Kevin. Thank you.
For Chronus
Much
and
appreciated.
not Gaea.
Okay, here we go.
Gaia's worst day.
My usual strategy for picking gods is to pick one and then to try and think of what's an interesting matchup for them. So I started with Chronus this time because I don't play a lot of Chronus, and was trying to think who would be an interesting counter to that.
Everything else.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I mean, I think because Chronus seems kind of lower tier, you kind of want to pick a god that makes Chronus stronger instead of weaker.
Yeah, this is I've never tried this matchup.
Yeah, I'm so afraid of offering him in a competitive setting that I'll get stuck with it. That I think the only one I tried that I felt he had any real chances with was Hera, and probably any passive power, to be honest with you, might be better than, let's say, a building power or a moving power.
May have set you up a little bit too much, though.
You don't have much freedom.
hang on. If you don't get to E5 and open yourself up for some kind of chance to block, you may not have one.
C5, right?
E5. You are.
Well, E5 I can block from D5.
But what if he goes to C5?
It's C5 that I'm going to win on, right?
Yeah. So right now you have an indefensible spot, and you have to set up to be able to. I mean, it still might not be very good, but you have to be able to counteract that chance.
But if you don't move,
I have to move here so that if he goes C5 and builds B5.
B5 is just as bad, right? You can't cover both.
Yeah. And that's where I'm going to be in trouble here. Yeah.
Yeah, probably would have just prolonged it a turn, maybe.
Have you tried Chronos at 4 instead of 5?
I mean, not. I mean, I guess that could be possible.
Yeah,
just kind of have the other person resign or whatever.
That's definitely what I should have chosen.
Now, Sheldor and I have been playing as if Apollo had the power where he could only move on the same level, and it's a little more even in some ways.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. That's also. But I was trying a different one that I suggested to him, that Apollo can only move up while using the power. So kind of the complementary power that you've been experimenting with. Both of those, either one of them, I think would have been better.
Yeah. No. I think it sets up some sharp scenarios where, for example, we tested Aphrodite. That seems fairly difficult for him, but like a movement power or like a Medusa, they hit a single level 1 and he's kind of useless next to that. With all the Apollo power in the world, he can't do much. Artemis was another one, or basically any kind of movement power. They throw a level 1 across the board and they jump up there first, and he's just left on the ground. So I think that might make some sharp matchups for him, but overall it's kind of hard to use it well, to be honest.
My bigger problem with Apollo, because I like simple gods, but my bigger problem is that it just doesn't lead to interesting games on average. Blocking is such a major part of Santorini, and removing that blocking ability really removes a lot of the fun, I find.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Tody and I have had some discussions with it, but it just the amount of value you get defensively, offensively, space on the board, moving in between structures, changing heights. I mean, there's just so much value out of one use of his power, and I don't think there are other powers that do as much work with one single turn as he's capable of doing. Yeah. And again, body blocking with a worker, that's pretty much a staple strategy that you can't even do.
Yeah.
All right, let's. You know what? I'm intrigued by this, so why not?
And this is standard Chronos.
Let's play it with 4 towers. I'm feeling lucky.
Okay, 4 towers. I'm going to take Chronos. Then it becomes a pretty interesting. But 5, like Hades is not. I don't know. I'm happy either way. You choose.
Oh, I go right ahead with whatever you think.
Okay, so
my preference is definitely for Hades, but I'm happy to play Chronus, and kind of just you'll be watching me experiment for the first time, or not.
So 5 power or 4 power, I'm taking it either way, just because you can give me a double win if I win with 5 powers, and a single win if I win with
Okay.
4.
You got it.
And that probably was the wrong start. That
I accept.
that was not the start I should have done. I wasn't thinking. Okay.
You can try to build your tower now.
Yeah, I could. Okay. Let's go.
I kind of debated taking your little building over there, but I don't know. I could have.
Yes, you could have. Yeah. You could have.
Again, I accept.
Oh, am I just messing up here totally? I
That guy's going to be left high and dry pretty soon.
okay, I'm not enjoying that. Oh, that was a terrible move. Terrible move. Okay.
Now, yeah, I think you'll have to lay the foundation for your little blocking spot.
Yeah. But I'm in big trouble. No doubt about it. Yep.
I don't know. I feel like I mess this up all the time, to be honest with you, because I'll just build right in front of the person thinking that's what I'm supposed to do with this power. And then it leads to very tragic things. Let's just say that most of the time that I try that, but I'm always hopeful. I always want this god to be able to shine and have his day. And I feel like I'm just maybe not the right person always to do that. But when Hades gets like really going and you have a good position with him, it's fearsome.
Not doing that.
Well, I think both of these are powers too, where it's a question of how much do you try to play the power or just play a normal game and let the power maybe give you an advantage later on.
Yeah, there is something to be said about that. Like Eros, for example, you kind of just take it as an added bonus that maybe sometimes it'll work.
Yeah, and if you just try to go for the special Eros win all of the time, it's pretty easy to block. But if you start trying to climb too, then it gets really hard.
Yeah.
I don't think I've done myself any good service by staying in that corner.
Yeah, that's the move that was scaring me last turn. Yeah.
Boo. I see your point. Good point it was. Yeah, I'm unhappy I did that, but hey, I've done much worse. Yeah, that's interesting. I guess my question would be: Are you planning to use the L3s, or are you planning to dome the L3s for your power? So I guess you have a trade-off there.
What do I do here? What do I do here? I don't love this. Okay. I don't love that, but let's see. Yeah.
Yeah, I did want that spot, but that was like my brain 2 or 3 turns ago.
Mm-hmm.
And the new thought was putting a level 2 on C4 and just seeing what you would do about that as my little guinea pig. Because I knew I could defend the threat, and it might just leave you stranded up there. And I don't know. Would you level 2 next to yourself and give me that to climb on? I don't know. I gamble a little bit too much with the Hades power. The little L of doom, I call it.
Yep. Okay. That was fun.
Hades did have a day. All right, Mr. Matt. If I get to pick, I'll do another Hades one. I just don't know what to pair it with.
Yeah, I really like Hades as a power. I just wish it was stronger. It's just it's not quite up to the competition.
On its own, it's a cool idea, though. I have to hand it to you. I mean, it is like I said, when it gets going and you have achieved some type of position favoring, like lots of separate. There you go.
This is a game I'm playing with Castle Norlong, and wow.
Yeah, I hope it's fine. We all sat down to a little 4-player together. I thought that was pretty interesting because these gentlemen really haven't had much in the way of time to stream with us. So, but they're among the nicest dudes I know on VGA. I'm not sure I wanted to do that. Oh well.
Okay. So Hades and Persephone. And Persephone is another one of my favorites. Just a marvelously thematic. These two are the thematic joys. That's some of the thematic joys in it.
Yeah, I think you want to take that. I think that's a good little direction there.
Oh.
Ah,
I think
crap.
that works out okay, but we'll see.
Interesting.
Oh, it definitely does. Oh, it definitely does.
Interesting.
Awesome sauce. Oh God.
Yeah.
Last time I send you the Zoom details.
Yeah. Now, if you had moved down to C3 and built on B2, Matt, what would you have done, Kevin?
I'm so to C3.
Yeah, if Matt had moved to C3 and built on B2, what would you have done? Oh, no, then you would have won. Oh, forget it. Yep. Nope. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm Hades. He couldn't have moved down.
Oh, you're Hades.
I am Hades.
Oh, sorry, I've got you backwards. Okay, got it. No.
Yep, I am. I don't really have a lot of good ideas at the moment, Gord and Matt.
Yeah, I was liking Persephone there.
It's probably a good idea though. I think Hades is getting crushed.
So have you tried the game in person taking multiple god powers?
I have not tried that yet. Not the kind of a lack of folks in real life who want to sit down with Santorini. I'm sure they exist, but I have not been able to find them, and I have tried. So, thus BGA.
I mean, I've never found players like this, like you guys, never. Well, that's not true. Whenever I first designed Santorini, Chuck Ursenbach and Kim, I forget her surname, we, the three of us played hundreds of games. But since then...
No, I'm dead. Oh my God.
Paul Saxberg, that's right.
Dead by your own build.
Yeah. I
thought he's going to move to D3 so he can move down and block me at B1.
Yeah, I should have done lots of things that I didn't do. I'm almost positive on that one. Well, that's good, man. That was a well executed Persephone.
Thank you. That was a fun matchup.
So, Gord, you were saying you had a small collective of folks that you would play this with.
I actually still have, like, now I have Paul Saxberg. We don't play a lot. It's business. Whenever we get together, we're designing the new gods. So it's a very different feel from these games. But before that, years, and back in 1985, then I had Chuck Ursenbach, who was doing his undergraduate chemistry with me, and and mathematics, and Kim, and I forget her surname, but she was also really into Santorini, and the three of us were in chemistry at the time. And
yeah, I can imagine that as undergrads and grad students tend to do. Man, you just kind of long nights playing stuff with each other.
It was so fun. Let's. I want to try Athena versus Minotaur, because too many people have said that that's not a fair matchup, and so I'm interested in having that. Shall we try that?
Sounds great.
Best of luck, whoever picks last.
Well, I'm totally happy taking Athena, because I'm the one who's suggesting that this is not an unfair matchup. Right.
All right, we'll let you try Athena.
Right.
I don't think Athena's my strongest power, so.
Yeah, I've trouble with it too. Like how to set up a good chain reaction. I think that's what she needs to do, and I always just waste it too early, and I don't know.
Except when we've played Athena in a 4-player game, it's just so strong.
Yeah, it's like overwhelmingly strong. I mean, I'd rather be a Athena in a 4-player game than Apollo or Sharon or any of them.
Sure, in 4-player, that's a different kettle of fish.
That was pretty good.
That was a strong move.
Followed up by a second really, really good one. I know, man. Watching your little gears turn and
yeah, no, that
I can't sit on the sidelines and cheer because I like both of y'all, but
yeah, no,
that's about.
I mean, the question is, do I want you to be able to move to D3, or do I want you to have to move to D4? But I think I'm happy with that.
I mean, the first move you made, I was okay with it, but this move I'm not okay with. I really dislike that move. Yeah, that's not making me happy. Okay, what am I going to do there? Yeah, that doesn't look good. Okay. Yep, I don't know. It doesn't look as beautiful as it should.
In retrospect, I think maybe I should have pushed you and built on D1, but
Yeah, no, that was dangerous.
Matt, I think you have some killer moves coming up if you can find them.
Yeah, I am not confident. I think I'm in.
Wait, I'm. Oh, okay. You moved up. Never mind. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, that's ugly. Yeah, that is ugly. That's ugly. Do I have anything that's not ugly? Yeah, no, this does look ugly. So I don't have a good.
Why didn't you lay a block, let's say C5 to land on after if he shoves you?
Because I can at least step up. Being on the ground level is not the worst thing. And I needed to get a block so that the D3 worker can step up in case he gets shoved. That's just as important. And right now, but I'm losing the game, so it's not. I don't think that this is a long-term anything.
I can't shove you because it's not going to end well for me.
What do you mean?
Well, if I shove him off by moving to D4, that leaves the D3 worker able to jump up to E2 and build on E2.
You're not able to move up this turn, are you?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Yeah, that precludes, because I was going to say like D3 is.
Oh, and I had forgotten that whenever I was thinking about the D3 worker.
D3 is kind of an amazing shove if you could bump him off and. Maybe that's the thing I don't do with Athena enough, is just jump down.
Yeah, I mean, Athena's really fun. I mean, that's why you play Athena, is because you want to be jumping all over the place. But that doesn't mean I have a winning possibility. There were some moves here that were devastating, that I probably was not playing myself years ago, whenever I was thinking that these two were reasonably balanced.
Wow, that's even better than anything I saw. Holy cow. That's like 10 times better. Because I was thinking like,
well, it blocks the build and block this climb for the next turn, but
yeah,
the question is
that won the game.
Can he still get further than I can? Because I need 2 turns to win then. I'll try it.
I mean, his only option is to set up a climb and maybe delay the inevitable, but then he's got like 2 spots that need doming and.
Yeah, don't like that.
I don't think that's
I might not do that. Because if he jumps up there, he'll be in the corner, and I think from that point on, you're probably really, really messed up.
Okay, what do I do here?
I don't know. I think I'm in trouble here.
I don't think I mind that move because it cuts off 2 of his climbs. Like if you really think about it, so like C3 no longer has 2 jumps in front of her anymore. And
The problem is if he moves the D5 worker to E5 and builds D5,
Yeah.
then he's got 2 L2s in the corner there, and I
Yeah.
have to block the next turn the L3.
E5, that's the problem.
And then after that, he can move D5, and I'll have to jump down to E4 to block.
yeah.
So I think it's better to just block this up front. But now I'm in trouble.
Yeah, it's the same kind of predicament. That
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't realize I had hit confirm.
I finally figured out there was actually a confirm timer option, and it's standard for the last 15 seconds, but you can turn that completely off and just stare at your wrong move about to happen for forever if you so desire. Because I was seeing people just sit there and sit there and sit there, and I was like, I only get 15 seconds to think about my bad moves. Why don't I? But
I don't think there's any avoiding the fact that I'm going to have to jump down.
Yeah.
well, it's the move after that that I think is going to be the most unpleasant one. Ah, I mean, yay, but ah.
Yeah.
I was kind of invested in Minotaur, after all that discussion. It was really that, not that,
Well,
invested in anybody over the other person, but it's the powers. I mean, we've got to
you're not the first. There was someone else in the chat that mentioned a triad that emailed everyone, and they mentioned one of the triads.
Norlong
mentioned that one of the triads had Minotaur against Athena, and it was it's the only one that I've always scratched my head about and said I don't think so. So I'm really interested in.
Do you agree with the other ones? And so to catch Matt up, let's see, because this has all been kind of going on the side.
So I wouldn't say that I have a strong opinion like I did on this one. This one, I always thought that these were exceedingly well balanced. And if I had to choose one of the powers, I was going to choose Athena if I had to. But I've always thought that Minotaur and Athena were really knife-edged for my level of ability to play.
I'm going to send you an invite, Gord, and then in the chat, I'm going to paste those various triads, and then we can ponder on them and all together see if we want to see any of them. It's too long. Give me a sec. Here.
And let's make the game after this one the last game of the session.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good to me too. I'll try to throw in a second.
Well, I think I better drop off now, but thank you so much for playing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take care, Matt.
It's been fun, Matt. Like really.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, agreed.
See you later, dude.
Cheers. So why don't we just make this one the last one? And
Okay. Yeah, we can finish that one up.
right, Hephaestus.
So
is-
yeah, Hephaestus was the other one in the mix.
Right. And you think Hephaestus is better than Minotaur? That I probably would agree with, but I'm not. I think so.
Want to try?
Sure. Okay, so I will. You disagree with it, or you are okay?
No, I think a lot of the builders can hit Minotaur pretty hard with domes or early height, particularly in the center of the board. And
Right. Okay. So I'll try Minotaur.
all right.
No.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah, I hate that kind of height. That's just yucky. Yeah.
I don't
Yep.
know.
Yeah, that scares me too. Yeah, I feel like this one guy is way off in loony bin, doing nothing good. Do. Okay, that's not. I have to get you into the mix, but big trouble already. Yeah.
Troubles a brewing.
Oh, it's all over. It's all over. Yeah.
I have to say though, I feel fairly confident in my Hephaestus abilities. I enjoy playing him quite a bit. I think he's among the most fun of the builders for me. It's just so fast paced and frantic, and everybody's trying to chase you, and then you get to tell them no and corner up and win the game, and then do it again the next time. And
This is the only power in Santorini that my son made.
oh wow,
Yeah.
well, tell him thanks for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm totally messed here. Like it's totally a disaster. So
Well, I think the against Minotaur strategies kind of clicked for me, and you really
Yeah.
need to force the play to the corners.
But Hephaestus is so fast to pivot from one side of the board to the other. It's just it's impossible. So I totally agree with that. Minotaur is outclassed there. But I disagree with the Athena Minotaur one. That one I'd really like the top players to confirm if that is indeed something that the top players are agreeing to. Like Norlong's a lot stronger than I am.
Oh, sure, he's been in the top 10. I believe he's been in the top 5, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, you know, people don't stay at that rank constantly, but once you've achieved it, I mean, you've pretty much, you know, gotten your trophy, and you've already got to bask in the greatness of your skill level. So, I mean, he's got the data to back it up. So, and it's hard to argue with that. I don't have the kind of data that he does, but the most I could do is send you that game I played in Arena at a fairly high elo and see what you think of how each of the gods worked there, and at least kind of add to what we think about it.
Right.
But
Good.
no, this was fantastic. I'm
Yeah.
so glad Matt was able to get on. He was on a trip last week, and I thought it was going to be my last week. And I couldn't have been more grateful for today. So that's pretty awesome. Glad you get to meet him.
Yeah. And you are definitely instrumental in this thing working, because yesterday, for example, you weren't free. Nobody showed up.
Oh no. Yeah, that's
No, that's okay. I've got lots of stuff to do, so it's never an issue.
We took one more step with the position, and some more of the paperwork's coming. And apparently there are a lot of changes in how things work with hiring as of last year that we had to, not me, but they had to work out all of a sudden. So I may have this whole week. We'll see.